be absolutely devastating.
This is Joey Owens' show. They've been trying to get me on this broadcast forever, and this is the worst damn broadcast I've ever been on. So you all can kiss my ass while I win this match.
All right, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to G.W.R. Gonzo'S Wrestling Room. Guess it helps if I add us to the stream, but I was like, wait a minute, we ain't even on there. Hey, technical difficulties.
Better late than never.
But I know we got a big show tonight. Got some more of the 2024 end of year awards, and then we also have Juan Sanchez, who was right there at the top of a lot of our Rookie of the Year list last week. So it should be an interesting conversation with him tonight.
I agree 100%. Everybody doing good tonight, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll get things started. Marcus, did you have any results? I know.
Yeah, I got 3 sets.
Okay, so we'll go to Marcus Fine, Independent Wrestling Report, and birthdays or anything he's got.
All right, well, first off, we probably ought to, well, not probably, we need to send our prayers and get wells to Ref Luigi. He's got pneumonia really bad. They had to call the ambulance in and everything. So
Really?
He's I don't even know if he's at home. I think he's at home, but yeah, he's not doing too good right now. So we need to send our well wishes to Ref Luigi. All right, so here's the birthdays. Today's birthdays. We got Austin Ryan and Aaron Atlas. Birthdays today. What is it? The NWA TV champion Carson Drake's birthday's on Tuesday.
Okay.
Referee Greg Lake, his birthday's on Tuesday. On Wednesday, we have Miss Will Asher. Her name's Ashton Cummings. Her birthday's on Wednesday. The DCCW Heavyweight Champion Dalton Love's birthday is on Saturday. Justin Myers' birthday is on Saturday. Oh, I missed one. And Ajax, which is Jensen's sister and ring sidekick, his birthday's on Thursday. And if there's any more, happy birthday, but that's who I have this week. So, okay. Well, see how I want to do these. All right, I'll do the Kentucky ones first. Triple Crown Wrestling had to cancel their show on Saturday. I guess it's flooding big time down there in southern Kentucky. Kelly's got an aunt and uncle, cousins down in Somerset in that same area, and they live up on a hill, but they can't get out of the driveway because the road's just like flooded down below them. So Joe Monroe said everything's okay with him. So, and he also lives in that area, but he was over at, let me get this right, Traditional Southern Wrestling on Saturday, and I'm not even sure where that was at, but he sent me these results. In the tag team match, the Nordic Misfits won by DQ against the Brotherhood. In the second match, the Battle Royal determined the number one contender for the TSW SE Bullfrog Championship. Tank Evans and Joe Monroe won via tie, and they would later fight for determine the number one contender. Another tag team match, the Brotherhood versus the TSW Heroes. TSW Heroes won by pinfall. Tank Evans beat Joe Monroe, so he's the number one contender. And that was Joe Monroe's last match. He is now retired as an active wrestler. Fifth match saw Austin Michaels versus Major Sargent for the Brotherhood title. And Austin Sargent won that and is now the new Brotherhood champion. And in the main event, the TSW Rock and Roll title, Repic versus Major Sargent. Sargent cashed in the gold medal he won the previous year, and now Major Sargent is the new TSW Rock and Roll title holder. So, yeah, it's hard to say because I'm not familiar with these titles. But so thank you for Joe Monroe for sending those, and prayers to Southern Kentucky because I got other people down there, and it's pretty hectic right now. So, Okay, Friday night at the Dub. These are courtesy of our good friend Michael Sterrett, and I seen him in there. So we have I don't know if you heard this, Warren, but Zach Nova defeated Mike Noble to become the new WCWO Gunslinger champion.
No, I am sure there's some shenanigans that went on there. There's no way Noble lost that clean.
Well, he says it's the Indianapolis screw job.
Exactly.
So, anyhow, in a triple threat, Pogo defeated Too Loud Timmy Jackson and Max Sterling. I don't agree with this one at all. I don't know who's writing this shit. And I love all these people, but come on. Ruthless Domination defeated Brody Botkins at Jackson Morgan. Now, come on. I don't know.
Tell you how you feel, Brother Marcus. Preach from
I
the
had an interview with Shoot Rashay this past week, so my attitude changed a little bit. I was on the phone for 2 hours with Christian Cash, but that's another story about our race. So, Dex Royal defeated Juan Sanchez.
Wait a minute. You got a call from Christian Cash?
Yes, I did.
You got a call from Christian Cash.
Well,
Did you get a call from Christian Cash, Ward?
Thankfully, he doesn't have my number.
I didn't get a call from Christian Cash either, so we must be doing something right.
No, he was pissed at all of us, and he says whatever happens at ACW on the 22nd is GWR's fault.
He's taking
So
somebody
he
out.
about stroked out.
Because he didn't make my list at all on the tag teams, and
Yeah,
he was really upset.
Bit. Anyhow, so Dex Royal defeated Juan Sanchez, who was substituting for Clayton Clark. I don't think the Illinois guys got to come over. I think the weather stopped them. So, Jordan James and David Light versus the highlight reel. David Light was substituting for Kenneth James, and Jordan James's team won to retain the belt. And Troy Valentine and Maliko defeated Troy Valentine. And in the dog collar match, I thought was supposed to happen in Lebanon, happened Friday at the Dub. Elijah Arrows defeated Logan Myers. Friday night, I knew this match was going to be set up from Thunderstorm. You're going to see the highlight reel and Too Tough Tony take on Maliko and the James Gang Friday night.
Yeah, I seen that.
I knew that match was going to get set up. I had a feeling the way they really plugged that night. So
I'd like to see that.
So hopefully I will, but we'll see. Okay, let me go back. Okay, that was thanks to Michael Sterrett. Thank you. Okay, then I got the Lebanon results. Hang on a minute. These are courtesy of Will Asher from Lebanon. Jackson Morgan defeated Too Loud Timmy Jackson. David Light defeated the Waterboy. IK3 and Blanco. I don't know who Blanco is. He said he didn't know the whole name, so he must be a new guy. Defeated TJ Powers and Mike Noble. Zach Nova retained his newly won Gunslinger title against Logan Myers. I bet that bit good. Will Asher defeated Zay Gates. The James Gang retained their titles against Cecil Cerveza and Max Sterling. Main event saw War Ready Maliko defend his belt successfully against Andre Stray. So it actually looked like a pretty good show there too.
Yeah. That sounds real good.
Yeah. So thank you to Michael Sterrett, Will Asher, and our good buddy Mike Noble. Shit, sorry, not Mike.
Your good buddy, Mike Noble.
Joe
Marcus
I don't even know where that come from. Shit. He's probably just passed out. He's like, he called me his friend.
Yeah, he may be out. Was that it, Marcus?
Yes, I'm reading these weird comments.
Okay, we'll get it right into our awards. GWR end of the year awards, top 5 for 2024. We'll go into the female wrestler of the year first. And Marcus, I'll let you go first. And if you want to do yours and Kelly's.
Okay. Let me get them all set up. Okay, I got them here. All right, here's Kelly's. All right, she has number 1, Carter Kaufman. Number 2, Storm Gerson. 3, Crystal Moon. 4, Jensen. And 5, Leela Feast. Then mine in no particular order. Give me a phone call because
you didn't grow that.
I think she copied off of me. No, not quite. I had Carter Kaufman, Jensen, Crystal Moon, Storm Gerson, and Leela Feast. Yeah, it sure looks like she copied off of me. So
Warren, do you have a list?
Unfortunately, I only have two because once again, I'm basing mine on those I've seen in
Yep,
person.
understand.
So apologies to all the other ladies out there. I'm sure you're doing knockout jobs. Just
she's
haven't seen it.
awake. Kelly's in there saying, "That's not nice."
But yeah, mine's short and sweet. Number two, Rory Shield. Number one, Carter Kaufman. I mean, like I said, not
Hey,
that
what's up, Rob Scott?
I don't think
Rob
any
Scott.
bad of any of
Long
them.
time,
I've seen
long
yet,
time
so.
hadn't heard from Rob Scott for a while.
Hopefully things are going well with Rob. Okay, I'll go next. My number 5 was Leela Feast. My number 4 was Carter Kaufman. Number 3 was Crystal Moon. My number 2 was Rachel Armstrong, and number 1 was Storm Garcon. That's my top 5. Chris?
I had 5 Leela Feast, 4 Carter Kaufman, 3 Rachel Armstrong, 2 Storm Garcon, and my number 1 was Crystal Moon.
Had a lot of the same people in there. So that our top 5's there for the female. Now let's go with our top 5 for heel of the year. Warren, we'll let you go first. And then
Well,
Got a nomination here. I guess not nomination, but Codex gave their top 5 female wrestler. It's Christian Cash 1 through 5.
oh, we'll hear something about the. Hey, don't call me. I didn't say this now.
well, all right. So yeah, I'll go 5-1.
What
And
are we
since-
doing? I'm sorry, I got the laugh.
Heel.
What are we doing? Heels.
Heel of
Okay.
the year.
Since they're already in here and they're running their mouths, let's start off with number 5, heel, Cult X. Number 4, Brody Bodkins. Number 3, the Buck Sexton. And I'm sure it's going to be a little upset to you guys, but because I've seen these individuals, there's a reason why. Number 2, Jeremy Hadley. And number 1, Jimmy Carrot.
Okay. Marcus, when do you and Kelly next?
All right, let's see. Kelly's heel. All right, she has number 5, Mitchell Taylor. 2, Jeremy Hagley. 3, Mike Noble. 2, Colt X. And she's got all of them. And 1, her wrestling boyfriend, Nerd. Then my heels are Jeremy Hagley, Mitchell Taylor. I had Colt X, including Justin Danger, Mike Noble, and then I had the James Gang.
Okay, I'll go next. Phil's in there. Hey, Phil. My top 5. My number 5 was Jordan James. Number 4 was the King, Mitchell Taylor. Number 3, Justin Danger. Number 2, Jared Kripke. I think he does an outstanding job as a heel. And number 1, Jeremy Hadley. That's my top 5. Chris?
Check
All right.
houses.
Number 5, I had Jordan James. Number 4, TJ Powers. Number 3, IK3. Number 2, Jeremy Hadley. And at number 1, I had Big Whiskey, Jared Kripke.
Those are the top 5s there for the heel of the year. And our last category for this week is the baby face of the year. We'll change it up here. Chris, we'll let you go first.
All right. Number 5, I had DCCW champion Dalton Love. Number 4, Cousin Cooter. Number 3, Bird. Number 2, Zay Gates. And number 1, who is no longer around anymore, Hidari.
Okay, I'll go next. My baby face of the year, number 5 was Dalton Love. Number 4, Bird. Number 3, Rachel Armstrong. Number 2, Zay Gates. And number 1 also for me, Hidari also, who has now changed names, but he went by Hidari last year and for most of 2024, and just an outstanding crowd pleaser. So he was my number 1. Warren, let's go with you next.
All right. Well, my 5th spot is actually taken up by 3 guys. And so the reason is because I've seen these guys as faces in a lot of places and done a really good job. I've also seen heels in places. So I don't feel I want to move them up because they're not full on faces. But so I've got basically a 5A, a 5B, and a 5C. Cecil Cerveza, Zay Gates, and we can get it out to him, Christian Cash. Number 4, a little bit of a shocker, Zach Nova. Number 3, Ace Anderson. number 2, Excalibur, and my number 1 babyface, JB.
Okay. And Marcus, you want to do yours and Kelly's? Reggie, I'll answer that. You was number 1 douche of the year.
Douche of the year.
He says should be man of the year.
Douche of the year.
Ref Luigi, I'm guessing that's you. If not, your wife. We do send our prayers out to you. Hope you get to feeling better. It's good to see Chad in here. He wrestled at AACW for a while. And Big Phil, it's good to see you. We miss you, buddy. Okay, let's do Kelly's first. She's got number 5, Zach Nova.
This person.
Number 4, Christian Cash. Number 3, Congo Kong. 2, Zay Gates. And number 1, Hidari. I think we know who number 1 is for everybody. My faces are Congo Kong, Johnny Crisis, Zay Gates, Christian Cash, and Hidari.
I gave you Rookie of the Year.
Mike Noble didn't like our list.
I think Mike Noble wants to be number 1. I think he wants to be number 1 heel, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, Phil's got that right. Reggie's the cake dropper of the year, the century. You guys know that story?
The show is propaganda.
Do you know that story? Reggie, it was supposed to be a birthday cake for Blake Money, right? I think that's who it was. And Reggie dropped the damn thing going into the ring. He's going to present Blake Money right a cake, and he dropped it going into the ring.
Oh, you surprised by that, Marcus?
No, but Reggie will never hear the end of that. And if that's not the right story, he'll let us know.
Chris will have these up on our page and out there, graphics for everybody to see. And, here probably in the near future.
And you know, Mike Noble, I'm giving you fuel to work harder, buddy. So you want to crack that. That's a hard top 5 to crack. So I'm giving you some fuel to make your way up that ladder, man. You lost your belt, so don't whine over that anymore. Let's focus on something new. Come on.
To Cold X,
you look at the list. I think you didn't see very many rookies make that. We didn't see any, but at least not on my list or Chris's list or in that heel of the year. I mean, them are all veterans. I mean, I think that's something.
Okay.
Being as big as prick as Noble is, I don't think we'll have a hard time getting to that one of them top heels pretty soon.
Reggie said it was Max Sterling's son's cake.
That's even worse.
Yeah. Codex says that Christian Cash ought to be happy, but he's not because he's not number 1, so he'll give me a call tomorrow. Freaking out about Hidari.
Okay, guys, we'll talk a couple of little things here before we bring our special guest in. First thing I want to talk about a little bit was LFG. I know Warren didn't see it. Chris seen a couple little bits and pieces. I know Marcus seen it. Marcus, I want to get your thoughts on it first. What you think of the show? What'd you like? What you didn't like?
I love the show except one thing.
Okay.
I don't think Mickie James should be one of the. I don't care for her. Never have. I think that Medusa or Jacqueline would have been better. I mean, even if you were watching when they're doing all the talking about, when they're watching them do promos and what, she's just sitting there. It's like she's like, it's like, whereas the others have critiques. I mean, they're actually interested. She's just sitting there like, I don't even know what to say.
I think when
Wait a minute, what show was this?
The show I was watching last night, me and Mom,
okay,
Legends and Future Greats.
Okay, now we're talking. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Medusa or Jacqueline been better to take.
I think the reason they used her because she's actually worked in TNA and other places as trainer. So she's worked as a trainer before. I think that's why she's got training experience. I think that's why they.
I thought Jacqueline. I know she was in TNA. I know she's been.
Yeah, I think Jacqueline did some too. I'm not sure about Medusa.
Yeah, I think Medusa actually has
Medusa
issues.
in WWE has a.
Yeah.
Medusa in WWE has a love-hate relationship.
Sometimes
it's love, sometimes it's hate.
I don't think they trust her.
Yeah.
But did you see the girl look like China? I see the next China in that group.
Yes.
That woman's.
Is that the girl from England?
Oh man, she is.
Just a dead ringer.
Was it one from Ukraine? There was one from Ukraine. Is it the one from Ukraine?
Oh man, I don't know.
I don't know. I know I saw a different video of some girl outside an APA door, and like this other lady was giving her time to open it up, and it had the black with the cut, and she was a dead dead ringer.
Okay, one girl had blonde hair. Then there's another big girl who has black hair, but she's really
It's the
thick.
black hair that I was talking.
Okay, all right.
Because her legs, I mean, she did. If you cut this part off, you would think it was a young China.
Okay. Yeah, I really enjoyed the show. How they formatted it. The only thing that I don't like, I think the one thing I didn't like was that they had people that had just signed. Some people have been there for 1 week when they started taping the show, compared to some people that may have been there for a year. I would think that somebody's been there for a year would have a big advantage over somebody who's been there for a week.
Yeah. Did you realize that one? I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
That one guy that got lippy with Bubba Ray, and then Undertaker called him out. That guy was in the last Tough Enough that you could see on the Roku channel. That's how he's already been through the Tough Enough.
Yeah.
And now
he's been through it some. Yeah. He was a wrestler at Duke University. He is very cocky. One guy.
Roku channel, you can watch that Tough Enough's on the Roku channel. So
the one guy that was there for just a week, one of them, I think it was a couple, but one of them is Holyfield's son, Vander Holyfield's son. He's one of them. He was also a professional football player.
Tell you what, he had the look.
He did have the look. You could tell some of them. You could tell the ones that have been there for a while were more comfortable on mic compared to some that have been there for a month, or you could tell a difference there. Couldn't tell a big difference in the ring. All of them looked like they was running the ropes good. All of them looked like they were moving pretty well. The two matches that they showed, I thought all people looked pretty good in those matches that they showed. I thought it was pretty interesting. I really enjoyed the show. I know my wife really liked it, and she's not a huge wrestling fan. I mean, she used to go to the matches when my kids were little and stuff, WWE and stuff, but she's not a huge wrestling fan.
Kelly liked it. She even put that on there, but Kelly said and she liked it. So.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty well done. Another bit of news, I did find out that the new show that's getting ready to happen, Evolve, they're doing special tapings of that in a different place there in the center, and they're also only letting certain fans in. No pictures can be taken. They're basically making sure that no results come out on the internet. So they've already got several shows in the tank that they'll be premiering.
They're like way ahead. Like, they're just taping way down the road. It's a bunch of.
Yeah, they're taping. So, and then people will be people that's not seen much on TV. You may see a couple of people from NXT on that, but most are going to be people that haven't appeared on NXT. I think it's also going to be people that's from the ID program are going to be on these shows. So I think it's going to be pretty interesting. And it was interesting, Mark. I don't know if you caught this, how NXT's almost in levels. You got people that's on TV every week on NXT that they are making more money than the recruits that are in just NXT as recruits. I mean, they're getting paid. The recruits get money, but not like the TV people that's on NXT. So there's different levels in NXT and different levels of pay. And I thought that was interesting to find out. Okay, next up real quick was I was going to give my thoughts. I think I'm the only one that's seen it, NXT Vengeance Day. I thought it was really good. I really enjoyed it. One thing that upset me about a lot of the fans was and something that we've talked about, Warren, how they need to their women division is outstanding in NXT, but their men's need work. Well, they had Eddie Thorpe upset Trick Williams in an Indian strap match, and Eddie Thorpe, who is Indian heritage, so a strap match would be down his alley. So he defeated him in this Indian strap match clean, and people went nuts. Well, why are they letting him win? How are you going to build people up if they don't beat somebody? And I mean, Trick's not going to be there much longer.
No, he won't.
Trick's going to be moving up. Trick's going to be moving up. His main time in NXT's done. So they got to try to build other people up. So I thought it was good. Stephanie Vaquer won the NXT Women's North American Championship. That was one of the other things that happened. I got mixed feelings on that. I think they're going to push Stephanie. I think she looks really good. Actually, I think she looks better than the champion, better than Julia. Actually, as far as in the ring goes, I think Julia has an it factor, but Julia looks good too. So I don't have a problem with that. But Fallon had been there for about 3 or 4 years, and it kind of sucks that she's losing her spot, but we'll see. I just hope any of these people get moved up. Everybody needs to get moved up. Ain't no point getting moved up if they don't have something for you.
Yeah.
What's going to happen is you're going to be up there for a year and do nothing, and then you're going to get released.
Yep.
So
exactly.
Got to have something for you.
I mean, that was sort of the rumor behind the recent releases was they were clearing out people because they're getting ready to move up people.
I don't think they'll move up till after WrestleMania because you already got storylines and everything set up. So I don't think they'll. I mean, I could be wrong, but
I still
we'll see.
if the fire keeps going, I still wouldn't mind seeing Trick being part of the New Day, or some way involved in that. I think that'd be a good starting place for him because he could learn a lot from Woods and Kingston being up on the main roster.
Yes.
And fresh stuff for him, and don't get him back involved with Carmelo. Don't have him go back up with that because we've seen that. We don't want to see that. He's proved he can do it on his own, but he can learn from those veterans being up there and being on the Raws and how to be and how to act and how to do your thing. So I think that's what the most important thing is. You're watching them bring these NXT people up. I think that's why you're seeing a really good Roxanne and Bayley going back, because Bayley's gonna, will help her. So when they bring her up, she's gonna be ready. She's gonna know what to expect. And I think you sort of need to watch that. I think you'll see the ones that they really, really are keying in on are gonna be matched up with some really good, solid vets. The ones that maybe they're just bringing up to see what happens is gonna sort of be in the lithium in the background.
You could be right. Next thing I wanted to touch on was the AEW Grand Slam. I thought it was a pretty good show. I did miss a match or two. I did find them on YouTube and got to see the matches. The show was pretty.
It was a good show. I heard they had a toy ring.
Well, they did have some problems with the ring, but they did have some issues with the ring.
I didn't watch any of it, so I haven't seen it. But that's just what I've heard.
Mr. Rhea Ripley didn't like the ring.
Who?
Mr. Rhea Ripley, Buddy Matthews. He didn't like the ring.
Yeah. No, he got hurt.
Yeah. And then the
best in the ring, hurt himself.
The best one I still saw was it was a meme. It was Mercedes Moné, and they sort of had like little Hulk Hogan stuff on her, and they're like, "Hey, how about you go ahead and put Harley Cameron over in her home country?" And it's like, "I don't think so, brother."
Hey, Marcus, you know how we go to some shows and independent. Again, I'm not putting down any independent shows. They're working with the budget they have. They're not the WWE. They're not bigger leagues. But the ring, I don't know if you need to look up the ring. The poles for the ring were coming in.
Well, I've seen rings I've seen.
No, well, this was what was on TV, and the stairs coming into the ring looked like a step stool.
Well, I bet it was a backyard ring. I bet they got that out of some guy's backyard.
They got
from indie promotion in Australia.
Yeah, they got from indie promotion in Australia. They're trying to say it was an 18-foot ring, but I don't believe it because they claim that they normally use an 18-foot ring. And the show that I was watching showed a picture of the ring that they used in the UK. And I guarantee you that if they claimed that was an 18-foot in the ring in the UK, there's no way that ring was 18-foot. It was a 16 by 16. It's totally kind of the problem, man.
What's his name?
How can you?
Oh, Cody Rhodes' buddy that's still there. That he does mostly Ring of Honor stuff, whatever. He was trying to defend it. I'll go, well, yeah, we knew what size ring we're dealing with. That's why our skirts were the length they were, and all this stuff. And it's like, QT Marshall. He was trying to defend all of it and just be a real corporate stooge. And it was just like,
well, Fightful, the people that own Fightful, they was defending them and all this stuff.
It had to look bad.
It didn't.
Oh, it did, yeah.
It didn't look good. It didn't, and it sucks because they had a really good show. And people say, "What does it matter?" It matters. I'm sorry. If you're a billionaire, and you're $1 million company, and you charge people, there were some people that paid thousands of dollars for front row seats. Because and that was the other issue. The way that they promoted the show, he did a piss poor job. I mean, I know he never said it was a pay-per-view, but you're trying to sell out a 55,000 seat arena. They never announced it was going to be a collision until about a month before the show. He did a really terrible job of his promotion.
From a stadium to an arena.
Yep.
When
they first started about 11,000 tickets.
And when they doing like
2-for-1s.
Yeah, 2-for-1 tickets after some of these people had already paid a bunch of money for tickets.
I mean, the crowd saved. I've seen clips.
The crowd loved the show. The crowd loved the show. show was a pretty good show. It wasn't a bad show. I mean, I thought it was a very good show. I mean, it was almost a pay-per-view quality show. It makes it tough when you have all the commercials and stuff, but it could have been a pay-per-view show. It was a good show. And the fact that he had Tony Storm last match, I thought it was real good. Let me see. If you just type in AEW and that show in the ring, I'm sure pictures will come up. If you Google it, yeah, it was
AEW Grand Slam Australia.
Yep, pictures will come up. But yeah, it sucks for them. I just wish he can hire people. He's got all kinds of money, and people said he. I mean, I know that a guy did some research and said to send a ring over there would be $3,000 by boat. He could pee out $3,000 with all the money he's got. That's nothing for him. I don't think it was a money issue. Again, I think it was a timing issue. He waited too long, and I think he didn't know. Well, I heard WWE owns rings in other countries. They have rings that's kept in storage just for that. So it's not an issue. They send a ring over there and it stays over there.
Yeah.
So whenever they need it, whether it's 2 years from now. Well, hell, they did an elimination chamber over there.
Say they could even have gone around to I'm sure there's more independent shows there. Maybe they should have sent a couple of their guys out to go look and see what they had to offer.
Well, not only that, the people that put the ring together wasn't their people. It was a independent wrestling company put that ring together.
Well, they're probably the only ones that knew how to put it together.
Probably right.
Because I know he always made statements that when he inherited some of those rings from his dad, it took them forever on a couple of those to even figure out how to put those together because of all the different ways of doing it. So,
well, I know that one ring he's got, the one that looks like TNA, the 6-sided ring. They said that's a nightmare to put together and take apart. I bet it would be too. Well, guys, we'll move on. Hopefully our special guest is ready to come on.
He's been ready since like 3 days ago, so he's ready.
He's ready last month. What are you talking about?
Well, I don't think he's clicked in yet, so hopefully he'll click in there. There he is. So our rapid fire guest, Juan Sanchez. I've been looking forward to this, Chris.
Say, wait, Chris back up.
Yo, we're here. We're here. Finally,
Oh, there he is.
I've been able to make it here on Goober Sports Room, man. It's been a while. It took you guys long enough to get me on here.
You do know we could cut you off at any minute, so you watch your mouth.
Hey, you guys asked me to be on here.
We wanted you to be a smart ass. We have Mike Noble on here.
Oh, goodness. That's the last thing we need. But anyways, how y'all doing? It's good to see you.
Good to see you, man.
Tony, Chris, Mark. How's it going, y'all?
It's going good. You staying warm?
I'm trying to, but with this Indiana weather, you never know. It's going to be sunny out or it's going to be cold out the next day.
He said, how you doing, Tony, Chris, and Marcus? But I don't get anything.
I said hello, Warren.
About time, dirty wine. Wine and only. Let's go, baby.
Something like that. Oh, by the way, everybody that's watching, I put my Instagram tag in my name too. That's just my Instagram tag. It's my name, but there's 3 extra letters at the end of my name.
That's just you're just saying you know how to spell. You just put
yeah. Well, some goober out there took Juan Sanchez on Instagram, so I just had to figure out what I could do.
Is that the guy we talked about a couple months ago?
Oh no. That we don't even talk about that guy.
I forgot that guy existed until it came up.
Zachary Engel. I know that's not who I think it is. I don't sign contracts. You're the idiot who does. And you got Kelly in here telling me I suck. Marcus, I figured you'd marry somebody else with more class than that. Come on.
Yeah, say that. We haven't even started an interview yet. Damn.
Hey, I just came on here. They're just gonna fire at me like that.
So he's going.
Okay,
you got it backwards. So rapid fire is we rapid fire you. You don't rapid fire.
Okay.
Let's get started, guys. Marcus, you go first. Warren second. Me third, and Chris will go last. Marcus.
All right. Well, before I get started, did you happen to watch the LFG
I did not get to watch that
Wait,
actually.
you need to watch it and see Undertaker. I think he took our gimmick. He come in on that bike in a plaid shirt that's like, oh, being.
Our gimmick? What do you mean, brother?
I told you that coat older than you are. So you can't have. I can't gimmick infringe you. I own the coat longer than you've been alive.
Okay. No, I have not watched LFG. I've actually
you
wanted
need
to
to-
watch it.
And see how Undertaker dresses. You will like it because he.
Okay, I'll have to check it out.
Okay, so, well, we got to see how we got to keep this without getting too drama-like. But go ahead and tell us how you got started, when you started loving the sport, and how you got started.
Wait, one more time?
When did you start loving the sport, and then how did your training start? And where you're going with the training. So go ahead and skip from one. Yep. Okay.
Well, basically, I kind of got introduced to wrestling since birth, really. My mom, she grew up a big wrestling fan, and then she passed it down to me and my brother, and then it's just been something in my life. I eventually got away from wrestling when I became a teenager because I was trying to focus on basketball. I thought I was gonna go to the NBA, which that's a whole nother story for another day. And then I got done with basketball, and then I saw wrestling. I started rewatching wrestling again, and I was like, hey, this is actually kind of cool. It's a lot better than when I was a kid, in my opinion. I think a lot of it nowadays is a lot better than what we used to grow up watching. And so I kept looking for schools and stuff, and I actually knew what WCW was a long time ago, but I just didn't have the way to go up there because I was only 15, 16 years old. And so, I just never thought about it until recently to go up there to start training. And I back in 2023, I got into being a referee, and then I started coming to the dub, and it's just been history ever since. We started training. Next thing you know, I'm in a match against a whole bunch of other guys in a battle royal, and it's just been up since then. I've been learning, been grinding, going to practice, training, all that stuff. And I just want to say thank you to Joey Owens and everybody else up there, the highlight reel, Dex, Rachel, IK3, all those guys that I've learned from. It really means a lot to me because this is something I've always wanted to do since I was a kid, for real. All bullshit aside.
Okay, Warren?
Obviously we know, you have an extensive WWE knowledge, background, history. Is there any other? Is there a new Japan? Do you follow Japan? Do you follow Mexico wrestling? Do you follow Canadian? Is there any other things outside the U.S. you follow?
I like to watch a lot of AAA and CMLL. I like to watch some of the New Japan stuff too. I've just started recently getting into that. The more I've gotten into being an actual wrestler, I've been more curious to learn other things, other styles, and watch different matches that are not WWE or WCW or TNA, the big names in here in America. I like to watch a lot. I'm starting to like to watch a lot of the New Japan and Mexico stuff.
Okay.
Shit, wrong button.
What's the one thing that you think you're doing really well right now in wrestling? What's your thing that you think you're doing the best at right now?
I would say maybe getting heat. I think it could be a lot better, but I feel like that's one thing I've been really well at doing is just naturally getting heat and pissing people off. If I can make them mad when I go out there by just standing there and walking there and all I hear is boos, I feel like I'm doing something right. There's always room for improvement. That's one thing I've started to figure out with wrestling. You think you're doing good at something, and then you figure out the next thing else that you could do better at. So I feel like maybe getting heat with people. I'm just somebody that they can look at and just naturally be mad at or hate for some reason.
Chris?
Okay, my question is going to be to start off is, I know you're kind of new to the business, but what's been the hardest thing for you? What do you think has been the hardest thing for you to learn since you got started?
I would say slowing down. There's some times where I just get in the moment when I'm in the ring. I just want to go and just get to the next thing and try to, just moving too quickly rather than just taking a minute, letting everything soak in and breathing. You know what I'm saying? Just moving too fast rather than breathing and taking a moment for everything to register.
That's the answer. That's the answer that I get most of the time from that question is slow down.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yep.
Marcus.
All right. Well, these may be out of order because I wrote them down as I was thinking. Okay, you took part in probably one of the biggest independent wrestling shows that take place in Indiana in years at Thunderstorm. What was your thoughts walking out in front of 900 plus people?
Yeah. Really? Like during the Battle Royal, I just kept peeking through the curtain and like trying to like let it sink in, like, oh my gosh, there's so many people out there. But then I put it in my head like, hey, I might not have been able to perform in front of this many people before, but I mean, I've been able to perform in a big hand of people, in front of people. So I just kind of act like they're not there. But the moment that I got in the ring, I don't know if you guys caught it, but I chopped Austin James across the chest and got up on the top rope and just looked at everybody while I was just soaking it in, being a douchebag that I am. I just sat there and I was like, oh my gosh, there's so many people here. And it's just kind of a little bit overwhelming in a way. But it's something I can get used to, that's for sure. And one more thing. Another thing that kind of helped me prepare for that was Beach Grove. The show we had at Beach Grove this past year, there was a lot of people there, and I got to cut a promo in front of everybody. I had little kids throwing trash at me and all that, and I got to be the center of attention for a second. So I guess it's like, it's kind of used to it in a way, but not really. I'm still getting used to it.
Awesome.
Warren. Yes.
Did you guys want to put Kelly's quiet? I see Kelly.
Did she get it in there? Yeah.
Yeah.
Who is your favorite?
Yeah, Kelly has a question.
Kelly or Marcus? I don't like wrestling fans the way it is. Like, I'm being dead serious. I cannot stand wrestling fans. They're some of the most disgusting, dirty, ugly, most filthiest. I could go on. You get what I'm saying. But if I'm gonna be honest here, I'm gonna have to go with Marcus. No offense, Kelly. I'm going with Marcus.
I'm on a roll.
I'm going with Marcus. You guys might be the only wrestling fans I actually like, genuinely like. Other wrestling fans, I can't stand to talk to them. I'm not even lying. I hate them. I genuinely hate them.
Kelly being associated with that Called X is bringing her down. I'm telling you.
Oh my goodness.
Marcus is catching her. Marcus only got about 100 more to catch up.
MJ is the GOAT and Bronny is a disappointment. Bronny is only a 19-year-old kid, Reggie. Okay? Come on. What does that got to do with what we are talking about right now? Bronny James is the best G League player. I'm not even going to answer that. Just ignore that.
Yeah, Warren?
All right. You said that, when you were younger, your mom, your family, your brothers all started watching wrestling again. Who's family members? Who was their favorite wrestlers, including yourself, when you guys watched? Who were the ones that you all, each of you got behind and was?
Okay. Like we grew up in a big literally all my cousins, all my brother, my sister, my aunt, my uncles, literally my grandma, everybody grew up watching wrestling. One I gravitated towards the most growing up was probably like Rey Mysterio, Undertaker, John Cena. My mom was a big John Cena fan growing up. My brother, big Undertaker fan. My uncle, big Undertaker fan. But yeah, like those are the guys that we grew up watching and we look forward to watching. I grew up like being gravitated towards more the little guys like Tajiri, Taka Michinoku, Chris Benoit, Jushin Liger, Psychosis, Juventud Guerrera, those kind of guys. Those are the people I really liked watching when I was growing up watching WWE, WCW, those kind of guys.
Okay, I asked you about what thing you thought you did well. What do you think is the biggest weakness you have right now in wrestling?
Probably my biggest weakness. Probably like memorizing certain things, you know what I mean? Like going to the ring and trying to I don't know how to put it into words, like just memorizing little things that are part of the matches, you know.
Okay,
it could be little things, it could be big things.
Okay.
I'm still learning though. I'm still learning.
Chris?
Reggie said your biggest weakness is being a Celtics fan.
Hey, it's not that big of a weakness if we got the most rings in the whole NBA history. Come on now. Defending champions too, and we're going back to back, whether you like it or not.
My question is, what's the thing that you love most about the wrestling business, and what's something that you dislike or maybe hate about the wrestling business?
I'm gonna be straight up and tell you right now. The most thing I hate about the wrestling business is the fans. They're disgusting. They think they know what they're talking about. Half of them are fat and ugly, and they got no teeth, and they couldn't last 5 minutes in a ring, let alone 2 minutes. I'm just gonna tell you that I hate wrestling fans the most out of everything that I've ever gotten to wrestling. That's the things I hate the most. Something I like the most is all the people I get to meet and all the knowledge I can soak up. Like you could meet people that have wrestled in Mexico, that have wrestled in other states, other countries. I like that because there's just someone that you can learn from at the corner of your eye, no matter who it is. It could be a young guy, it could be a veteran. I feel like there's everybody you can learn from. You can learn something from everybody.
I think it's back to Marcus.
Yep.
Oh, I was waiting on Tony.
I
Yeah,
was writing
okay.
something down.
So you went from Thunderstorm, and then
Yeah.
just a hour and a half later, now you're thrown into a match because you weren't scheduled to be in that match.
No.
With Waterboy and Zach Nova in a, what was it, Mousetraps and
Mousetraps
Thumbtacks.
and thumbtack match.
Tell
I
us all
got
about that.
notified about that literally 20 minutes, not even, I want to say about 15, 10 minutes before the show even started. And I was like, all right, let's do it. I didn't know how to mentally prepare for that, but I said, let's just do it. It was
How was that for you?
It was a little nerve-wracking. I'm not gonna lie. I've never dealt with mouse traps or any of that stuff, and I think it was just adrenaline that got me through it. Cause I didn't really feel much of it. I mean, like I felt getting pinched and falling on thumbtacks most definitely. But the moment all that adrenaline wore off, oh my goodness, man! I'm not gonna lie, I was a little baby. I was crying. It burned, man. I got in the shower and all I feel is a little burn on my back.
Yep.
I was like, please make it stop, please. Yeah, but other than that, it was fun because I got to get some things off my chest. You guys got to hear me speak in a way that I'm usually not able to speak, and I'm glad I got to be myself.
Okay, Warren.
Well, speaking of being yourself, and you know your nationality and your heritage and stuff, how much of your culture and that have you put into the wrestling and whatnot? Want to try to continue to bring forward, because I mean, I'll be very honest, I'm sitting there racking my brain. I can't think of very many Mexican wrestlers in the independent scene right now that I go see. And so you sort of in a way have a little bit of a flag you're carrying. I mean,
yeah.
like, what all do you want to bring in that from your culture and stuff to share with everyone else?
I've been really focused on trying to learn like the lucha libre style. You know how like usually they teach us to do left arm, to work the left, and I'm trying to figure out other ways you can work the right. Just trying to learn that style. I've been just trying to work on my flips and stuff like that. A lot of the basic stuffs when it comes to that stuff. I've just been even when I was a kid, I always wanted to learn the lucha libre style and the way that they work, because it's just, I don't know how to explain it. It's just crazy. It's out of this world compared to what we see here in the States.
Yeah, watching that AAA, like you watch some of that AAA and CMML stuff. That I mean, it is crazy. Like I don't know how some of those guys last as long as they do. Watching the bumps they take and the hits, oh, it's insane. Especially that with that really short dude that was always wore the puffy outfit. Or I
can't think of his name. I know exactly what you're talking about. He's one of the mini guys. Yeah.
Best piece of advice that you've received about the wrestling business, and who gave that to you?
I'm not going to tell you who told me, but one of the best pieces of advice I've learned about wrestling is that not everybody's your friend. That's one thing that I've learned, and I've learned it the hard way. Some people might seem like they're nice and they like you and you're buddies with them, but deep down they don't really like you. And that's just that's something I've been able to point out ever since I've been told that. And this is no shade to anybody, but it's some things that you notice in some people and you're like, oh, I don't know how to feel about that. It makes me want to keep an eye out on you. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yep.
Chris?
Oh, it's back to me already?
Yep.
Damn, that went quick. Let's see, where do I want to go with this? What in your opinion, what's been your biggest moment of your career so far?
I would say The matches I've had with IK3, and then this past Friday, I had a match against Dex. I feel like when I work with people that are more experienced than me and they've been doing this longer than me, and I put on somewhat a decent match or a good match according to the fans' eyes, I think that's something I could take pride in because I'm learning as I'm doing it, and at the same time, everybody else is enjoying it as it's happening. So I'd say like
a couple of the best guys around him.
Matches with a lot of the vets like Joey and IK3 and like people like Dex and all those guys. Having matches with them, those are a big part of like a big accomplishment to me, at least. I don't got no belts yet. But when I do, those are gonna be up there in my accomplishments list for sure, most definitely.
I want to add on that real quick. What's the biggest difference between like working with somebody that has the experience, like IK3 or a Dex or Joey, and then or working with somebody maybe that's more like you that doesn't have the experience? Is it a big difference if you're in the two?
Yeah, I think when I work with guys that have been doing this longer than me, everything seems more natural and smooth. Rather than, I'm not discrediting the people that that are like the same level as me or the same experience level as me. It's just like the people that I work with that are been doing this longer, everything feels more smoother. Everything seems like after the matches, it feels like that everything went well rather than I'm overthinking something like, well, we could have done this or that or this or that. You know what I mean? I think just working with older guys and more experienced people, I think I get better results.
Makes sense. Marcus?
All right. What are you, 22, 23?
I'm 22 years old.
We have had conversations that I have not even had with somebody 40 years older than you are.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm telling you, who put you on to doing the research of like 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s? I mean, we've had some conversations.
Me. That's me.
I was just
being
saying,
a student of the game and doing your research on what you're trying to do in life. That's me.
well, I will say you do damn good at it because we've had conversations that I haven't even had with people that's been twice your age.
Yeah,
and people who lived it, and you weren't even there yet, and you know more than it's. That's, I guess it wasn't even a question. It was just who put you on to doing that. So okay, well then I'll ask the question. What's your problem with Hogan? It's no secret that Juan Sanchez does not like Hogan.
No, and if you like Hulk Hogan, it tells me everything I need to know about you. You know, I'm not a big Hogan guy, but believe it or not, one of my favorite matches of all time is Hogan versus The Undertaker. I think it's I want to say it's at SummerSlam or Survivor Series. I don't know. The one where Hogan faked the neck injury when he got tombstone on the chair. Yep. That's one of my favorite matches of all time. Simply due to the fact that he lost the belt to someone like The Undertaker. I just don't like the guy. I just don't. I feel like I've listened to multiple podcasts. I've listened to multiple radio shows and all those interviews with Hogan, and it just all sounds like BS. Everything that he's saying, it just sounds like BS. And I don't know.
It's hard to argue that.
I will say though. I will say I do like his NWO. That's the only thing I like about Hulk Hogan is his NWO run, and that's just barely pushing it because once you get around like that 98, 99 area.
Finger poke of doom.
Yeah. Prime example.
Total creative control in your contract is a hell of a thing.
Yes.
Well, then you brought up the fact one night as a comment that Hogan was a ripped off Billy Graham.
Yes,
literally. He know that shit. That was,
he was
40 years ago or better.
Yeah,
more than that.
The whole haircut and the goatee and the whole pose and the brother thing. Yeah, it's all basically a ripoff. There was another ripoff of Hogan, I think. I forget. It was a really old guy. I want to say not Paul Orndorff, somebody else. It was something else he copied from somebody else before him. And the guy that he took it from don't get enough credit. I can't think of it at the top of my head right now. Okay. But yeah, just a lot of stuff about Hulk Hogan I don't like. And that's just what I told you. I could get some other stuff, but I don't think it's appropriate for this show.
Live,
Don't worry. I'm stopping myself.
Okay, Ward. Okay, Ward. Let's move on.
All right, let's shift some gears a little bit. Let's take you out of the wrestler. Let's take you out of the wrestler and let's put you back in a referee. Take us through a referee, like going through a match as a referee. What goes through your mind? What do you have to do? What are some of the things that you had to do as a referee?
Watch out for certain spots. Like people like to do ref bumps or certain cues. Like like watch out for certain things. And it helped me as like becoming a wrestler. It helped me like ring awareness and where to be and where to look at like a hard cam or how to count. Like sometimes when you get bumped as a referee, you like to do them slow counts and they say they kick out at 2. That's one way as a referee to bring the crowd into the match than to like just do a normal count if you got bumped. Like being a referee was fun. I'm not going to lie. I really enjoyed it. I'm not going to lie. I really do miss it too, but I just enjoy being a wrestler more than being a referee. So, and if there's anybody watching and you're trying to become a wrestler, but you're just training, but you still want to do something in wrestling, I 100% recommend trying to be a referee because it's really fun.
Okay. What I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna say 4 different names, and after I say each name, I want a quick response. First thing that comes to your head. First one, Zach Nova.
Can it be more than one word?
Yeah, give me just a quick response. Give me more than one word though. I just don't need
dead man.
Dead
Man walking.
Okay. Next up, Mike Noble.
Asshole.
I agree.
Next up, IK3.
Savage.
And my last one, Joey Owens.
Legend.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Chris. Yep. Especially the asshole one.
Yeah.
And legend.
Yep.
Everyone was thanking it.
And savage. Yep.
Yeah. It was good answers.
Who's been your favorite opponent up to this point?
Definitely IK3 because of all the stuff I've learned, and it actually made me like immune to a lot of things. Because that man, he chopped the life out of me, and it hurt the first few times. But after that, once I got chopped by other people, I was like, hey, it's not that bad. But him, the first time I got chopped, oh my goodness, I thought my soul left my body. And that's just being honest. Joey's fun too. I remember I did a cage match with I was tagging with a man that should not be named versus IK3 and Joey, and Joey chopped the life out of me. And I tell you that stuff hurt, but it made me immune to what's to come from other people when they chop me or when they slam me or when they throw me, stuff like that.
Yeah, no, I've took a chop from Joey before. And I've took one from Dix Royal and Max Sterling.
I got some new tattoos on my chest from Dex Royal, but if anybody wants to see that, they want to see me take my shirt off, they got to pay every Friday night at 1151 Kentucky Avenue.
Okay, Marcus, we're going to do 3 more questions, 3 more rounds.
3 more questions.
Let's do it.
Okay, well, Chris asked your favorite opponent. Was that also your favorite match then with IK3, or do you have a favorite match?
Like that I participated in?
Yes, that you...
No, my favorite match so far was definitely at, I want to say it was August Anarchy. It was IK3 and David Light versus me and another piece of garbage that shouldn't be named. That was a really fun name.
Another piece of garbage. So who's the other piece of garbage?
I'm not naming him. Let's just say.
Oh, no, you said another piece of garbage.
He's got something that I want that he just attained, and I'm going to try my hardest to get it off.
You know who it is.
We kind of threw that letter. Okay.
Okay, Warren.
I know you're still early in your career here, but what is right now the worst bump you've taken that you're like, no, never again?
I want to say I've never thought like that, but one of the most impactful bumps I ever took was when IK3 suplexed me onto the outside. That hurt. Or when Joey Owens hit me with a chair in the back when I couldn't even see it happening, he just whammed me. That I don't even know how to explain it, man. That shit hurt. I'm down to do any type of bump, really. I don't really care what it is, but those are the top 2 ones that I could think that really stuck in my mind that they really hurt.
Okay, Billy Buzz has got a question. Wants to know who your favorite manager is.
My favorite, like in of all time, or just in general, like people I've worked with?
I think of all time. I believe he's asking.
Shoot. Probably Bobby Heenan.
Yep,
Bobby
good
Heenan,
one.
most definitely, and he's up there as one of my favorite announcers too. I love Bobby Heenan.
Yep, yeah, Bob Heenan's awesome. Something people will be surprised to know about you.
Well, if you keep up on my Facebook, you know I'm a big basketball head. But I feel like something everybody might not know about me is I love old school hip hop, like 80s and 90s rap music, 2000s. You know, kids my age probably listen to modern stuff, but me, I like to listen to a lot of the old school rap, even R&B and soul music, all that stuff. I'm a big old school fan as far as music goes.
Who would be probably your favorite from the older rap?
Probably Tupac.
I knew he'd say that. I knew he'd say that.
Yeah, either Tupac or Nas. Notorious B.I.G.'s up there. Big Pun is up there. I got a handful of them. I don't really know if I got a favorite, but if I did, Tupac is gonna be up there.
I'll say that's my favorite from that area. Tupac and
Public Enemy,
Snoop Dogg guy too.
Yeah, Snoop Dogg,
Eric B. and Rakim,
Dr. Dre, Nate Dogg, SPM, all them old school rappers.
You say old school and you're naming those guys. I mean, to me, old school is like Melly Mel.
Oh, the guys from the 80s.
Gang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what he said when I was a kid. I'm like, what, like yesterday? It's like
no.
Okay, Chris.
Shit, Marcus got me laughing. I had a question in my head. Now I forgot it.
Oh goodness.
Oh, Marcus, you go ahead. Then I'll go after Marcus.
Okay,
well, we got
Marcus.
two to go.
Yep, 2.
Okay, who would you like to work that you have not worked yet?
Can it be anybody?
Anybody?
Anybody. Rey Mysterio. That's the guy I want to work is Rey Mysterio.
I'm gonna add on to that just real quick. You said Rey Mysterio, but who on the independents?
Probably Rachel Armstrong. You guys probably don't know who he is, but Joe Alonzo Jr. He works in Illinois.
I know.
I want to wrestle him because
Marcus, you've seen him on NWA
too. Yeah, I know who he's talking about.
Yeah, Joe Alonzo, Elijah Eros. I've done triple threats with him, but I never got to do a singles match with him. I'm going to do one with him. So yeah, I'd say those kind of guys.
Okay, Warren.
Does Chris have his?
Chris,
Warren, go ahead.
Okay.
What is your favorite finishing move that you've ever seen that you're just like, I love it and I wish I could do it?
The Tombstone. I always loved the Tombstone pile driver from Undertaker growing up. No matter any move, you can name any move. The Tombstone pile driver has always been my favorite move I've ever seen anybody get finished with. I don't know. I think it's probably just the way Undertaker delivered it with the whole crossing his arms and sticking his tongue out. I just always thought that was the coolest move ever.
What I always liked about it was it was that definitely boom. He'd sit and hold for a second, and you could just like and then
Kane did a really good one too.
Why do you know who invented that?
It wasn't Liger, was it?
Oh,
No, you're thinking of not Jerry Lawler, not Paul Orndorff.
This is going to surprise you.
I can't think. No,
Andre the Giant.
Andre the Giant invented the Tombstone.
Look it up.
The very first one.
Surely do
Very first one. There's even video of it.
I've never seen
And
Andre the Giant.
Beautiful. It's beautiful the way he does it.
Yes. He was the very first one to do it.
Look at it.
Yes. Okay. I'm next. Okay. If you started your own wrestling company tomorrow, who would be the first?
He's asking what is it? The first 4 people you'd hire, right? You cut out, Tony.
Who would be the first? If you started your own wrestling company tomorrow, who would be the first 3 people you would hire?
3 people.
IK3, Dex Royal, and can I say the Twins? The highlight reel.
Yep.
Those 4 guys right there.
Yep, that'd be awesome.
Be a good organization.
Yeah, those would be the top 4 guys I would start with.
If you had to name like somebody, an older wrestler or somebody in the business, who do you think your style maybe emulates the most?
I don't know that question really. It's kind of hard because I do a mixture of everything.
Yep.
So I can't really give you one at the top of my head right now.
Okay. Marcus?
Is this the final?
Yep.
Final question.
Let's do
We
it.
want to hear a funny story or two. Locker room, road show.
Oh, I don't know if those are appropriate for this
No,
show.
go ahead and say it. Go ahead and say it. I mean, seriously.
Marcus
Most of those funny stories are a little rated, so go for it.
Let's just say this. We've had multiple there was one instance where I'm not gonna name anybody, but so and so was on the phone with such and such, and all you heard is him call him Daddy so and so, following his actual name, and everybody just popped up out of nowhere and was like, "Whoa, why are you calling him that?" And they were trying to make it the most normal thing ever, and they make it seem like they were actually talking to him like that in person, and we were so thrown off by it. It had us all popping. That's just all I can say. When I see you in person, I'll explain exactly what I'm talking to you. I don't think I got it all completely like clear as day, but when I see you guys in person, I'll tell you exactly what I'm talking about. Some of the people rewatching it still know exactly what I'm talking about.
Hey, Marcus, I got a question for you. Kelly's saying, "Hey, you forgot me." Do you know what she's talking about?
I do not.
Okay.
Type it in there, Kelly.
Is she talking about the normal question? Because we did that.
Yeah, she asked it. Yeah.
Well, yeah, she's probably still mad about that one, but
Oh, maybe that's what it is. Okay, Warren.
All right. My final question to you, sir, is I ask up everyone this one. Which side are you on? Are you a degenerate or are you an NWO?
Degeneration X, baby. Screw
I got a
NWO. Plain and simple. I'm a big Scott Hall fan. And that's about it. Conan, I like Conan. And Scott Hall. I met Buff Bagwell. He was pretty cool. But if I'm going with which side I'm on, I'm going with DX.
if
I
Hogan
remember
wasn't in the
getting kicked out of
NWO,
school.
would you?
Huh?
If Hogan wasn't part of the NWO, would you pick them?
Nah, I'm still rocking
Okay.
with DX.
Okay.
I got stories for days about DX being a bad influence on my life.
I'm sure you do. You grew up in school with that. Yes, I'm sure you do.
I got kicked out of school, detentions. I got put in timeout, things taken away for doing the "you suck" or "suck it" chant, all that stuff. That's another story for another day.
Chris.
So yeah, DX all the way.
Kelly commented. There it is.
Forgot to mention that he'd hire me. Now I'm not hiring you, Kelly. You're a wrestling fan.
Hey, Kelly's a great ring announcer.
Yes,
I'm sorry.
A ring
Not
announcer.
hiring her. Gabby Abby.
Okay, for me, yep, I agree. My last question is your favorite food, your favorite music, and your favorite TV show.
My favorite food most definitely has got to be some type of Mexican dish. I like tortas. If you know, you know. I really love tortas. I really love tortas. Tamales.
Tamales.
Tacos, anything Mexican. Anything.
Okay.
I like papusas. That's a South American dish. I don't know if y'all ever had those.
Yep,
Those are also amazing. My favorite music is definitely rap music. And my favorite show, I'm probably gonna have to go with Dragon Ball Z.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh, dang. I don't have my banner up yet. I watch one next show. I'll put a really cool banner up back there eventually.
All right. For my last question is kind of a two-parter. The first, well, one part's not a question. The part that is a question: how mad are you going to be when the Pacers put the Celtics out of the playoffs this year?
You know, that's got to be your last question. That's really going to be your last question. Because if you watch what happened last season,
that says two-parter.
If you saw what happened last season, we sent them packing with a broom and a dustpan. And that's probably what's going to happen again this year.
Hey, you guys keep arguing amongst yourselves, and us Detroit Pistons are going to sneak right by you.
That's not going to happen.
You got to make
somebody insert their cricket noises, please.
No, what I usually do for my last question is give you the opportunity basically to promote yourself, tell people where they can find you, your social media, upcoming matches, merch, any of that good stuff.
Yes. You can find me every Friday night, 1151 Kentucky Avenue at the Outlaw Arena, 6:30, the doors are opening. 7:30 is when the bell time is. You can see me this Friday, knock the fleas off of Andre Stray and get that 1, 2, 3 in the middle of that ring. And if you want to go follow me on Instagram, it's right there, Juan Sanchez, 3 N's, 3 Z's.
All right, man. Hey, you did a fantastic job, man. We really
I
love having you
appreciate
on
y'all
the
for
show.
having me on. We got to definitely
Awesome,
do
buddy.
this again. We got to do this again for sure.
Hey, we
I
will definitely do
appreciate
it again.
Awesome.
We'll have to have you on sometime and talk some old school wrestling.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
I'm
we will.
down.
Because he could
Yeah,
do
what?
it, Tony. He could do it.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
That
I know I can.
conversation's
What?
like,
Do it.
damn.
I'm down. Whenever you give me the call, the text, whatever it is, we can rearrange it. I'm
Yeah,
down.
Look up that video when you get off here. Andre doing the
Andre the
tombstone.
Giant, I got you.
There's video of it.
All right.
It shocked me when I found out.
All right.
Bye,
Appreciate
bye.
you guys having me on here.
Yep.
I'm
Thanks
gonna
for
get
coming
to
on.
ready to watch Raw. You guys be safe. Love.
Thanks for coming on, man. Appreciate it.
All right. Do you guys have anything before we get out of here?
We'll be doing.
I thought that was awesome.
We'll be live at Warrior Pro Sunday.
Warrior Pro Sunday. We got. I know you guys won't be there, but NGW in Crawfordsville Saturday. I'll be there.
We'll be there. Also,
I'll be at both.
JICW is running cage matches down in Martinsville Saturday also.
Got a good card.
Warren, you said you're going to be there. You're going to both?
I'm definitely going to NGW and going to try to get over to Warrior Pro. Yeah. So.
Okay. And also WCW Friday night, just like Juan said. And they got a good card for Friday night.
Kelly said Juan wants to do a show about Hogan.
I had to. Well, never mind.
He hates Hogan. Man.
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
does.
yeah. Also,
So Marcus and Warren will be at NGW.
Yes.
And Steve Butler, one of the guys at court, Steve, he will be at Martinsville, so I'll get results from down there. So
Cool.
and I'm telling you right now, I mean, for the NGW show, I know I cut a promo last week. Dude, we're getting the Buck Sexton versus Jesse Winchester in the grudge match of the year.
Yep.
So that's going to be killer. And then you got Warrior Pros, always got a great lineup from front to back. So Brody Bodkins is creeping around with that title shot. So
Yeah.
You got to say you were there. You got to say you were there. So you got to show up.
And did you see in GW?
We'll be there.
Mike Noble's taking on Jason Levi for the NGW title. I didn't know if you guys seen that or not.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that today. So yeah, good luck to Mike Noble on that
we'll,
one.
We'll be at Warrior Pro on Sunday. I'll be watching amateur wrestling Friday and Saturday. Got the high school state finals this weekend. So
And a lot of local kids are going to be there going to do well. By Monday, we'll be back and we'll be with our final 3 categories for the
And we'll be
GWR.
interviewing David Lee, referee David Lee,
top 5.
next Monday.
Is that's who's on? Okay.
Yeah.
Next Monday.
I'm pretty sure that's what I had. Let me look.
And thank you to everyone in the chat. You make it awesome. You make it fun. Keep showing up.
oh yeah, we appreciate everybody in the chat.
Oh yeah. Show's been doing great. A lot of people have been watching, so we've been having a lot of fun.
Spread the word, people. Spread the love of Gonzo'S Wrestling Room.
We got wrestlers out there that want to come on Rapid Fire that has not. Contact me or Tony, and we will get you on the schedule.
Yes.
Any wrestlers you want me to get my eyeballs on so I can familiarize myself with, hit me up at my social media. It's Warren Misery on Facebook. It's pretty simple.
Yep. Well, everybody have a great night, and we'll see everybody next week.
Please hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Like and follow Facebook, Twitch, X, Instagram, all that good stuff. And we will see you guys on Monday. To the video.
Don't get there.
That'd be absolutely devastating.
Here, this is Joey Owens show. They've been trying to get me on this broadcast forever, and this is the worst damn broadcast I've ever been on. So you all can kiss my ass while I win this match.